Hello there YouTube, welcome back to another review. So in this review we're going to be taking a look at the Kato Clone. This was sent to me by Angelfiremods.co.uk for a review. Now I will just say this is pretty much one-to-one, and the only difference that I can see between this version and the authentic is the knurling on the lock ring. The hatching, the cross hatching is wider spaced than on the original. The original were quite close, so you got a lot more knurling on there. As far as I can see, that's the only difference. Oh, and other than the price, obviously. To buy the Kato mod from UK eSig store, you are looking at £175. To buy the clone from Angelfiremods, you're looking at £54.95. It is a really solid piece. So there was 500 made in 18500 and 18650, so 500 total for both batch sizes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight down into an up close and take a look. Okay then, so this is what you've all come to see. So the Kato Clone comes in this blue protective case. It's got a hard plastic top and bottom and sides, so it's going to keep it protected. You've got the Kato logo on there, as well as it says Kato underneath, and then with Profit Vapor. Now it's really nice that this comes included with the clone, as you know, it just makes that package a little bit more special. So inside you're going to receive your Kato square mod and a little bag with a spare copper spring and an Allen key, which we'll need later. And then inside it's just nicely protected, so you're not going to scratch up your mod or damage it if you drop it, and you can have an atomizer in here and use your case, and it has this nice elastic strap to hold it in place. So the mod itself, the top and bottom pieces are stainless steel, mirror stainless steel, and the middle section is one piece billet aluminium, or aluminum if you're in America, and it's CNC machined as one complete piece, so it is really solid. So you've got the Kato logo, which I think is a dragon. I think it's Kato dragon. You've got the wings up the side, and this one's a clone, but this one's number 194. Doesn't really matter, but it's there. And then the Kato engraved into the, well, I don't know, I suppose either way is front or back, and that's CNC engraved, and it's really well done, really high standard, high quality on the engraving, nice even spacing and in a nice line. Same for the dragon, really well engraved, nice and deep. And then also the K on the top button. So the ring itself will hold an atomizer up to 23mm in diameter. It's 18650 battery only. So the top cap then, we'll start at the top cap. So deep engravings on the K. Reverse threaded lock ring. Now as I say, on the original the knurling's a lot finer, so that's about the only difference I can see. So you've got reverse threaded lock ring. The button's got a really nice feel. It's not a massive throw. And to take it apart, we've got the black insulator to push up against your battery, a brass negative contact which just unscrews like most other mods, and it is solid brass, it's not plated. And your button just pops out like so. Again, machined to a really high standard. And your lock ring screws out of there, and you have a copper spring to help with conductivity. Threads are nice. This one was I believe it was a customer return due to an issue with a thread somewhere, but that issue's been sorted out, so there's no problem with it. So you will notice the odd scratch here and there where it's been used by a customer. Put it back together right. So just screw it up tight. Screw back the dowel ring on. Screw back on the dowel ring, and there's your switch housing and switch. So it feels really nice. So the top of the mod has 2 Allen head screws, and so there's the bottom, plus 2 holes for battery venting. The 510 plate unscrews, and then as you can see you've got the holes and the well to allow air to your 510 if you're not using an atomizer that has its own airflow. You've got a dowel ring insulator. I'm not sure if this screws out. And it's a mirror finish. Again, it's machined really well. Nice smooth 510 threads, and that's 23mm in diameter. So to break your mod down, it's really quite simple. So take your included Allen key, it's nice that it's Allen heads and not Phillips screws, and that's pretty much your top plate. All machined really well, nice and smooth, nice and flat. I mean, I will just say this type of mod isn't for people who are going to sub home at all. It's for people who like their RBAs, K-Funs, Foggers, Typhons, Rose atomizers, expromizers. So that's your top piece, and then your bottom piece does like so, and you've got the metal bar, so you've got your battery spring and your 510 contact attached to. Now, one thing I have noticed with this is if you've got a long 510 connection, this doesn't screw back down far enough to sit fully flush, but it's not an issue. It literally wants like a mil off the top of there. I mean, most people that ain't going to be a problem anyway. And then your spring screws into the plate. It's got a thread on the underside. I think I'm not sure if that's aluminium or stainless steel, to be honest. And you've got this groove, so what happens is, so that you don't short out, when that plate's on there, you've got a dowel ring spacer to stop it touching, obviously because your body's your negative, so you use the spacer to stop it shorting out. And then in the bottom of that, you've also got a big lump of clear plastic with a groove for the bar to sit into, and that obviously makes sure that you're not shorting out anymore or in any other place. And as you can see, there's your battery vent holes. So what we'll do, we'll put it back together. It's quite a simple mod to use, to be honest. So your 510 is one side, like so. Then you want, wherever that just rolled off to, your spacer. So sit your spacer on there. Sit that on top. In fact, it's easier to do it from the other direction, to be honest. So put that in the bottom, put your spacer in the middle, and take the whole thing, sit it on top, tip it upside down, and screw your threads back in. Obviously don't over tighten because you are going into aluminium with stainless screws, so you just want to be careful that you're not cranking them down too much. And then take 510 plate, just adjust the screw that back into place. Now on my K-Fun I've got quite a long 510, so I'm going to screw that all the way down. And that's what I was saying, it's not quite sitting flush because it just needs a bit of adjustment on that bar. And then you pop your battery in, screw your button in nice and snug, and you're away. Right then, so that's the up close with the Kato. I think I covered everything, so we'll go back up top and we'll discuss it a little bit further. Right then, so that was the up close with the Kato. I believe I covered everything. If at any point the screen was flickering at all during the video, I apologise. I've got an LED above me, an LED strip, and it picks up the flickering sometimes within the camera. So yeah, I'm going to take a vape. Now, to be honest, it's a weird one to get used to using when you come from a tube mod. It's like, how do you hold it? I just palm it and use my thumb to fire. As I said, this isn't for your sub owners. It's very classy. It's one of them mods that you see and you have to look at more than once. Now, I'll be totally honest, when I first saw these come on the market, I really didn't think I'd like it. But then once I got it into review and used it, I fell in love with it. It's a really, really, really nice mod. Really sturdy, you ain't got to worry about sitting it down on your button and it firing in your pocket. It's really nice to use. So pros and cons then. So pros, it's made to a very high standard. You've got a nicely threaded lock ring. The button's got a really nice positive feel. It does require a little bit of effort to push it, not a heap of. The contrast between the mirror and the brushed look are really nice. All the engravings are really nice. It just feels sturdy. And the only downside for me is that your 510 pin just a tad too long. Just wants filing down a mil or so, and it'll be bang on if you've got a long 510. Right then guys, so yeah, all in all, it's a very, very nice mod. I think it's worth the money that you can pick up the clone for, because it is pretty much bang on the money to the original. And as I was saying, of the original there was only 500. Obviously of the clones there's probably going to be thousands made. So if you're one of the people who managed to get a serial number within the 500, then you're going to be chuffed. So anyway, I'm just rambling on now. So that was Aaron with another review for you. I'll be back again soon with another one. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.